Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial we're gonna do this 1 row repeat crochet stitch. I'm gonna use 4.5mm crochet hook. This stitch works with even numbers. I have here 14 chains. We're gonna skip the first chain, and into the second chain from the hook we're gonna do a single crochet, and this row is gonna be single crochet in each chain. So we're gonna move to the next chain, single crochet, next chain, single crochet, and so on. In each chain, single crochet. Well, this stitch being 1 row repeat, the stitch is reversible. I'm going to show you the sample after I show you the stitch. You can do so many things with this stitch. You can do blankets, hats, scarves, whatever you choose to do. So single crochet in each chain. If you want this stitch to be a little bit loose, you can use a bigger crochet hook than the yarn recommends. So the last chain, single crochet. We're gonna chain 1, turn your work, and into the first stitch right here we're gonna do, you're gonna pull up a loop, yarn over and pass the yarn through the first loop, yarn over the hook, and we're gonna go back into the same stitch, and now you're gonna have 4 loops. Now pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1, we're gonna skip the next stitch, and into the next stitch we're gonna repeat, pull up a loop, pull the yarn through the first loop, yarn over the hook, go back again into the same stitch, pull up another loop. So you have 4 loops on your hook, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1, skip the next stitch and into the next, pull up a loop, pull the yarn through the first loop, yarn over the hook, and we're gonna go back into the same stitch, and I'm gonna pull up another loop. You have 4 loops on your hook, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1, skip the next stitch and into the next we're gonna repeat, go back into the same stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1, skip the next stitch and into the next we're gonna repeat. So skip the next stitch and into the next, pull up a loop, pass the yarn through the first loop, yarn over the hook, go back again into the same stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1. And now at the end we have 2 stitches. We're gonna skip the next stitch and into the next, which is the last one. We're gonna repeat, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, pass the yarn to the first loop, then yarn over the hook and go back into the stitch and pull up a loop. You have 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1, turn your work, and now this will be the row that you're gonna repeat on and on until you finish your project. So into the first stitch right here we're gonna repeat, pull up a loop, pass the yarn through the first loop, yarn over the hook, go back again into the same stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1. So you're gonna skip which is the chain 1, yeah. So you're gonna skip that chain 1 and you're gonna go directly to the stitch and you're gonna repeat, pull up a loop, pass the yarn through the first loop, yarn over the hook, go back again into the stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1. So what you're doing, you're skipping this chain, yeah. So skip the chain and into the stitch we're gonna repeat. So if you use a bigger crochet hook than the yarn recommends, your work is gonna be a little bit loose, yeah. So skip the chain and into the stitch we repeat. And this goes so fast, this stitch. Skip the chain and into the stitch. You can do so many things with this this stitch. So at the end here, we're gonna skip the chain. I'm gonna skip the chain and we're gonna go into the stitch at the end of this row. So you're gonna repeat. Pull the yarn through the first loop, yarn over the hook, go back again into the stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, and you're gonna keep repeating. Chain 1, turn your work, and you repeat. So the first stitch is here. The stitch is quite big, so you cannot miss it. So you're gonna repeat. Chain 1, skip the chain and into the stitch. So you have so much room in there to see where the stitch is. Chain 1, and so on. And if you want for a wrap a little bit loose with a little bit opening, you can use, like I said, a bigger crochet hook that the yarn recommends. So you skip the chain and into the stitch you repeat. Skip the chain and move to the stitch. So you're gonna skip the chain and you have the stitch at the end, right there. So let's say you want to finish your work. So when you do, before you finish your work and you want to close, when you do the last row of this chain 1 and then you do the stitch and so on, leave that one chain a little bit loose. Yeah. So you're gonna chain 1, because we started with a single crochet at the bottom. Let's finish with a single crochet at the top. So the first stitch we're gonna do a single crochet, and then we have the chain. So if you leave this chain a little bit loose, it's gonna be easy to get through. So you're gonna do a stitch and a chain, and in each you're gonna do single crochet. So we have the chain. So if you leave it loose, it's gonna be easy for the crochet hook to get in. You move to the chain, the stitch, single crochet, you have the chain, and through the chain you're gonna do a single crochet. So in each stitch and chain you're gonna place a single crochet. Especially for a blanket or a scarf, it's nice to, if you want to attach tassels, so it's gonna be easy to attach tassels for a scarf if you have the single crochet row on the bottom and the top of the scarf. So at the end we have the last stitch. You're gonna go in there and do a single crochet, chain 1, pull the yarn cutter, and then hide the tail, and your project is done. So this yarn recommends that I should use 4.0 millimeter crochet hook, but I went with 4.5 millimeter crochet hook because it gives a little bit open work. So if you like this, you can do it with a half number bigger the crochet hook than the yarn recommends, or you just do it with the exact number that the yarn recommends. So this is the sample. For this one I use 4.5 millimeter crochet hook also for this sample, but the yarn is quite thick and it recommends to use that 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. So the stitch is reversible. You can do so many things with this. The sides are pretty much okay for a scarf, I think. So you start with a single crochet at the bottom and you finish with a single crochet at the top. So for a blanket, a fast blanket, or a vest, or a cardigan, whatever you choose to do, it's quite easy. So the stitch is reversible, and the sides are okay. Maybe for a blanket you don't need to put border if you don't want to. Maybe you will like the way it is, like that. Well, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.